Alright, Shalom Makiam. First and foremost, I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Kadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Peace and salutation to all our Akim there that's doing the work in sincerity and charity with humiliation all across the four winds. To you, I salute. This is the brother Yahshua from the GMS Bahamas Camp Bakaji with a brief spiritual hydration or edification. Now, this precept here, Sirach 38:2, says, For of the Most High cometh healing, and he shall receive honor of the king. The skill of the physician shall lift up his head, and in the sight of great men he shall be in admiration. Yahweh created medicine out of the earth, and he that is wise will not abhor him. Now, we know of the Most High cometh healing, and the Most High gave us different herbs for different things. Now, I want to do a quick lesson. I'll show you how I make my different teas, my different herbal teas, and what some of the benefits are of a few of them. Now I already had my my water boiling. You're supposed to, after you done bring it to a rolling boil, you let it sit for about a minute, just to settle up. Now the herbs I'm going to be using for my evening tea, I'm going to be using nettle, hibiscus, dried hibiscus, and burdock root. Alright. Now, the nettle here, this is good for when you have high blood pressure. You see, it's also good for inflammation and runny or stuffy nose. Right now I have a little stuffy nose because I was in and out of the rain earlier. So I'm going to make this tea tonight. The hibiscus, this is good for regulating, like if you have diabetes or blood sugar and such. That's what the hibiscus is good for, right? The dried hibiscus. Let me show it to you so you get a closer look on this. Yeah, this is what it looks like when it's in this dehydrated form. And the burdock root, the use of the burdock root, it helps you to pee more. It's like a diuretic. Yeah, the burdock root is a very powerful herb. It's also good for pain as well. If you have back pain and such, it's also a detoxifying agent as well. Now, what I do is I only use a teaspoon like this. I only take out a teaspoon of nettle and drop it in. And if you're not familiar with this is called a French press. You see? And what I do is I put my herbs inside there, and you let it sit. And as it sits, when you pour hot water on top of it, it starts to dissipate inside the water, right? And this is how, we don't supposed to be taking those modern medicines per se, right? When they say modern, I mean like these chemical medicines. We supposed to be taking the herbs. This is what burdock root looks like. Yeah, that's what it looks like. It don't smell too good, let me tell you that, but it smells medicinal and it works. Now let me see if I get. That's all you need right there. You could get at least 2 cups of tea out of that, right? That's nettle, hibiscus, and burdock root. Now, let me just get the hot water and show you how this French press works, right? Just that there. One sec. Yeah, when it comes down to the herbs, it's supposed to be our go-to. It's supposed to be our go-to. Most High gave us these herbs for our benefit. You see? And now what you can see here, you see how that change color? That's because that's the hibiscus rehydrating. So hibiscus give it that pretty red color. Let me show you guys one or two other herbs that I have here. You have elderberries. And this one here is ginkgo biloba. But I also mixed in a few other herbs. That's ginkgo biloba. That's something called sweet Margaret. Most people know the sweet marjoram. And some blue vervain. All dehydrated I put inside there. That's what a tea mix right there. I'll go into what, well, the elderberries are good for immune boosting. It has immune boosting qualities. The ginkgo biloba is good for brain health. You're supposed to couple that with gotu kola. Those are very good for brain health. The sweet marjoram is more or less like a natural, I wouldn't call it a sweetener, but it gives it a sweet essence. And the blue vervain is great for cold and flus. You see? But I'm not putting that inside this particular tea mixture here. Now with the French press, you put that right inside there. You submerge it a bit. And I'll let this steep for about 10 minutes. And that's just a quick rundown of a few of the herbs that I have. But yeah, man, the Most High allowed me and he gave me the spirit, you know, to go into the herbs. You see, and to Wadi Al-Bashim Yahushai for that gift. You know, because a lot of the times the Akim have different ailments, you know, and through the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of Yahushai Yahushai, you know, oftentimes able to tell them what different herbs that they need. But we know all that knowledge comes from the Most High. You see? So I'll read this precept again in Sirach chapter 38 and 2. Instead of, I can read verse 4. Yahweh had created medicines out of the earth, and he that is wise will not abhor them. Do not neglect the herbs. You see? Because we have been neglecting the herbs for so long, is why we tend to get sick so much these days. Because we neglected the herbs, you know, we are no longer in tune, you know, with the frequencies we supposed to be in tune with. So oftentimes you feel tired, you feel fatigued. Yeah, man. Don't neglect the herbs. But with that, I want to give all praises to Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, Bashim Kadash. Shalom.